to expect for this week market outlook? And today is the last day of the month for April. And of course, many are also expecting, should we sell in May and go away, right? So that's what a lot of people are expecting. And of course, May is one of the worst performing month for crypto yet again. And of course, if you look at the historical data for every month of May, usually it is one of the worst months. So yeah, I think last day of the month right now for April, you can see the market now is having a breather, a correction. Nonetheless, I think you can see the crypto market is having a short-term relief rally. Okay, very short-term. Okay, and then what you can see now is just a pullback, a short-term pullback, a correction, and then maybe for the month of May, maybe could see another downwards momentum again. That could be another concern, right? Should this thing is going to play out, okay, and we're going to see how is the tariff sentiment as well. Will the market recover? Is the market pricing in? That is the most important thing that you have to take note as well for Q3 onwards, right? So Q2 I expect bearish, okay? Q2 expect the whole Q2 to be bearish, and then most likely you might find a bottom for Bitcoin only. Then, of course, leading to Q3 onwards, you might see a recovery and then continue again with this all-time high. So again, we have reached all the way to 95,000. Okay, and then of course we can see also stock market also ready. Okay, and you can see that Bitcoin also slowly to decouple against the Nasdaq and of course the S&P 500. All right, but nonetheless, we can see earlier on we have news, okay, coming in from the US side showing some bad data there. Okay, and then if you look at the consumer confidence as well, hit the lowest, one of the lowest since May 2020. Okay, so there are many warning signs that you need to take note as well. Okay, so yeah, so at the moment, BTC sub-peak somewhere around 95.4. Okay, and then of course, a lot of expectation of traders that Bitcoin might hit at least 96,000 and above before we see another breakdown again. But what you can see now, we have already going down to a level of 93,000. Okay, so I think this could be a start of a pullback. Okay, it's happening right now. I think this pullback will give a confirmation probably next week or leading to next 2 weeks for the month of May. Okay, and then of course we can see here crypto-related equities also participated, such as like what Coinbase went up about 0.9%. We have MicroStrategy also, okay, 3.3. Most of the crypto stock companies are actually having a good rally here. All right, okay. Then of course moving on with the external things that we're going to look at is definitely, can the market able to recover from this kind of peak, this kind of sentiment that we are seeing right now? Are we still out of the works? Definitely not, right? So we can see here, analysts warns of market blindness to fundamental risks. Okay, so a lot of people are expecting that this is a bottom or probably a huge relief rally, and probably we will not see the lows of 74K again. But probably there could be a high possibility that we could break down at that level again and to revisit before we probably going any higher. Okay, so yeah, we can see here, hard to fathom how blind the market really is. Okay, this is by Park. Okay, right, argued that the market intense focus on potential Federal Reserve interest rate cuts misses a larger, more fundamental risk. So a lot of people are expecting that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rate. Okay, so when Federal Reserve cut interest rate, that's when market will continue to boost. But unfortunately, the Federal Reserve still maintaining the rate and will refuse to cut interest rate. I think most likely for the month of May as well, most likely they are going to maintain. And of course, there is no sign of transitioning from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing, which is QE. QE is where everybody wants to make it happen. Everybody is hoping for Federal Reserve to transition to QE. That is the game plan here for the markets to rally even harder. But currently, right now, what we are seeing, we are not seeing that yet. So that's why I'm saying Q2 is going to be bearish. Okay, that could lead up to Q3, and then hopefully Federal Reserve can be able to pivot. Okay, and then start to enable QE. And then that's where they can be able to print money. Okay, then the secondary market is going to start to rally again from there. So that's my expectation here for the whole global market. Okay, and then next we're going to see here, okay, we have Ripple as well, Reddit short term. Why? It's because of the ETF. So there are many other companies that actually want to go for the ETF. Not only on Ripple, but we have Solana and Cardano as well on the line. Okay, so Ripple also rallied. Okay, but now you can see it's just short term. Okay, short term rally. All right. So of course, for this year alone, I think there are a lot of ETFs will be approved because we have a new SEC chairman have been approved by Trump's administration. Okay. And if you look here, okay, most expected it to launch on 30th of April, which is today is the last day. Okay. So it will launch soon, but not this month. Okay, so I think a lot of hedge funds are actually listing or submitting the application for the spot ETF approval. Okay, not only on Ripple, okay, but for others as well, like Cardano and Solana and the rest. Okay, so you can see XRP ETF, is it bad for traders? Okay, so there are a lot of negative sentiment, okay, especially coming in from the Ripple community, or probably outside from Ripple. Okay, people do not actually like Ripple, okay, because of centralized, okay, because of lack of utility, and probably serve no purpose at all. Okay, so yeah, I think to have the ETF, I would say is totally unnecessary, but anything under that is made in America, there could be a high chance of approval on the ETF. That is a sentiment that we are looking at and also we are playing, okay, because of Trump's administration. Nonetheless, we can see, I think more and more companies will start to list or file application, okay, on the ETF. Okay, so fundamentally bullish for this type of tokens, but again, on technical side, I think it will be very bearish for alts. Okay, so alts, I think will take a huge hit, okay, on the technical side. So you have to really take note on your position. You're holding all these type of altcoins. And then, of course, we look at into Ethereum. Okay, so we have Ethereum. Many are expecting that Ethereum have already capitulated, okay, and looking set to rebound and to actually rally hard. Okay, and many are mentioning that this could be the most hated rally because I think a lot of people have been given up on Ethereum alone. So Ethereum have not been performing for the last 2 years and it's been going down against Bitcoin. So here you can see it could have a huge potential to rally all the way to 4,000. Okay, rally all the way to 4,000 here. All right, so yeah, if you look at the technical side, okay, I would say it is not really quite bullish. Okay, so later on we can able to look into the technical side as well. Okay, but if you look at the ecosystem of Ethereum in terms of technology purpose, I think there is a huge hiccup there because a lot of L2 that is building on Ethereum. Okay, so it's quite hard for Ethereum to transition or to be able to, to gain momentum with all those L2 around. Okay, and what's more with the gas fee. Okay, so gas fee also caused a huge concern for many users. Okay, so again, you can see, I think most likely Ethereum, there could be a high possibility of a sunset movement. Okay, or most likely other tokens might overtake Ethereum, like Solana, like Sui, could be the next to overtake Ethereum. So yeah, we're already seeing that. Okay, all right, and of course, not to forget that bills are also heavily accumulating. BlackRock also heavily accumulating for Ethereum. But again, if you look at the overall technical side, fundamentally it's quite bearish. Okay, and we're not really performing. Okay, so again, you have to take note on your portfolio and you need to also de-risk if you're holding a lot of Ethereum. Okay, probably more than Bitcoin, or probably is your portfolio, okay, is having much exposure for Ethereum. That's where you need to de-risk or to downsize your position. Okay, because I myself also have also de-risk for Ethereum alone. Okay, and shifting more towards Bitcoin at this moment for Q2 especially. Okay, so yeah, we're going to look into it later on the technical side. And then next, we're going to see here coming in from SolLayer. So SolLayer is actually a liquid staking under Solana. So for those of you who have been staking your Solana to SolLayer or to other platform to earn the airdrop, right? So now you can see SolLayer also rallied. Okay, so like I said, for altcoins, not all altcoins will rally. Only certain coins that have high usage, high utility, with good, strong fundamental, were able to prosper during this time. But compared to those tokens that have been established since last 2 cycles, okay, you don't see that kind of movement. You don't see much conviction anymore. So mostly the new ones are getting the momentum. Okay, the SolLayer keeps hitting new all-time high. One of the biggest restaking protocol of Solana. So usually liquid risk-taking protocol is usually, I would usually having a bearish outlook on it. Okay, because the whole purpose of doing liquid risk-taking, okay, is to lend and borrow. Or probably if you are a farmer, you are trying to maximize your token. Like example on Solana, you're trying to maximize your gains so that you can able to get the airdrop. Besides that, on appreciating on the token value, it's like a fixed deposit as well. So that's the only thing. And yeah, that is the usage and utility for liquid staking protocol. Lending and borrowing, and then you restake, and then you get to use that token to stake into other protocol as well. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I think we have been doing this airdrop. I think Scott also got the airdrop as well. Okay, so usually liquid risk-taking turns out to be quite underachieving. Okay, but nonetheless, I think Solana is one of the best performing so far compared to the other risk-taking platforms that we have experience with. Okay, so yeah, this is the thing about airdrops and of course liquid risk-taking. Everything comes with risk as well, risk and reward. Then next, we're going to move on into the on-chain analysis as well. And of course, what to expect, of course, for the market. Okay, so we can see here, this coming in from 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘁. So earlier, this guy mentioning that the bull market is over. And then right now, he's mentioning that he most likely changing his view. Okay, right? When Bitcoin dropped over 10%, but now it have already reclaimed 10%. Okay, during that call. So we are moving within a wide range. Okay, if it breaks above 100K, so he will admit that he's wrong. And then he's keeping an eye on the data for a few more weeks. So there could be a change of momentum here from bearish to bullish. Okay. And then if Bitcoin hits a new all-time high before Q4, I'm ready to throw out the cycle theory. Market without clear cycles could look very different from what we experience. So again, like I said, this cycle is very challenging. Okay, it may repeat the last 4 year cycle. It may not do that as well for this year. Or probably we are lagging behind. Because why for this year, alts are not following. Only Bitcoin right now is in the bull market. While the alts have been smashed heavily, okay, some of them went down to about 70% all the way to 90%. And already have experienced a bear market movement for most of the alts. So only Bitcoin is still staying very solid, okay, on the money time frame, and it's still intact with the bull market. Okay, and then next we're going to see here by CryptoCon. Okay, so this is the MVRV. Okay, so where are we now? Right. So again, we can see cycle top zone. Whenever the market hits at the cycle top zone, you know that this is already at a peak. And then what we are seeing right now, it is quite similar to the last two cycles as well, 2017, March 2017. Okay, went all the way up here at the 2.62, red line, rejected, and then now is retesting on this upper trend line here, this support retest. So whenever it retests the support retest, what happens? It has a chance of a rebound or a strong reversal back up again. So could this be playing out for this month or the month of May? Could we be seeing this playing out similar to the last two cycles? Okay, so yeah, here we can see other cycles make it obvious that the cycle top part of the cycle is missing. Okay, how could I be anything bullish from here? So again, history may not repeat, but sometimes it does rhyme. So let's see whether or not for the rest of Q2, which is May and June, okay, can you able to do a repeat compared to the last two? That is the most critical thing. So your patience will be tested greatly. I think a lot of people have been capitulated a lot, especially on their alts position, and most of the retails have already left the market. So the only people that are still here, especially you guys, are mostly OGs, mostly whales. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. So for those of you who are still here, then congratulations, because I think here is more towards survival. How can you able to maintain and to survive in this crypto market, whether it's a bull or bear? Okay, so your patience will be tested. Okay, so we can see retails have left. A lot of retail have left because what they want is quick gains, especially in the meme coin sector or the casino in Solana. Then, of course, moving on next to Airdrop. So for those of you who've been doing this sign, ETH sign, so you can start to claim your airdrop here, airdrop.sign.global. Okay, so yeah, congratulations for you guys when doing this airdrop. Okay, sign drop. Not sure you guys are doing here. Okay, and then next, okay, ATC drop. So for those of you who have been staking on Cosmos, like stars and PRQ, okay, you can able to check whether you're eligible. So snapshot, which is 2 days back. So claiming is over here. Okay, so you can able to claim your Estonic token, which I believe none of us have been doing this, right? Even I've also told you guys to unstake your Cosmos token in Kepler wallet, because I don't think it's worthwhile to actually stake anymore. Then next, another disappointment again coming in from Cosmos ecosystem, like 𝗀𝗧𝗃𝗀. So for those of you who have been staking your Celestia since last year, okay, now you can able to claim your milk drop. Okay, we've been farming this since last year, January. Okay, so more than 1 year plus. Then on top of that, they only release about 20%. The remaining 80% is vested. That's the thing. And then on top of that, you have to stake additional 10 milk token to claim the next remaining 80 tokens, 80%, which is happening after 90 days. So again, this is a thing about liquid restaking. I have already given up much or having any high expectation for liquid restaking. We have already experienced so much, not only on this platform, but of course like Sanctum. Okay, we have like Camino, okay, like Parcel. Okay, every time when we restake or probably provide liquidity, you know the airdrop is going to be a disappointment. So this is the thing about this kind of airdrops. When you want to stake and you want to become passive staker, this is the thing that you do not have any high expectations. Okay, do not have any high expectation. All right, so I think a lot of farmers are complaining. Okay, you not get much, or probably not getting at all. Shockingly bad. Okay, so you can see a lot of people are complaining. So there's the thing, lesson learned there. So any restaking, you might want to think twice to restake or to even join this program. And then next, okay, so next you're going to look at is the next airdrop. So maybe you guys can be able to start doing. So this is coming in from Solix. So Solix also, I believe this is under Solana, not mistaken. So Solix DPIN, very similar to Grass, NotePay, and they have a huge funding of 29.5 million by VC. Okay, and it is heavily funded by Eclipse Foundation, not the Eclipse from the Solana SVM. Okay, so Scott, don't get confused. This is a totally different Eclipse Foundation. Okay, the one with the SE, this is without the SE here. Okay, so yeah, you can start doing. Okay, and then yeah, you can able to start downloading the extension, and you can just run it. Okay, you can just run it from there. Okay, so yeah, I think you can able to start doing now, or probably later. I will send the link. Okay, very similar, like even Xiong Jim also can do. Okay, just set and forget, and then maybe once a week you can check your points. So that's the thing about Solix. Okay, 29.5 million funding is huge. So you cannot afford to miss this type of airdrop. Okay, after all, this is passive. So you just need to set in your browser extension, and then you're good to go. Right? You're good to go. Okay, so that's all only. Sign up using, I think, email and password, and then that's it done. So you can just let your browser on for 24/7 if you want, and then you can just continue with your work. Okay, so that is Solix. Okay, and then next, we're going to look at is this one. So for those of you who have been driving, okay, back and forth to work, whether to work or to site or to meet client or meet friends, probably this is an opportunity for you to maximize on your destination. Okay, it is quite similar like using your Waze, using your Google Maps, but the difference is that LETSTOP allows you to earn compared to using Google or Waze, you're not earning anything from them. So LETSTOP, once you're on the location and you drive from point A to point B, they reward you their token. That is the advantage here. And the best of all, it is free. So whether or not you're a short distance traveler or long distance traveler, whether you are traveling from your home to work or work back to home, this is a time for you to use it. Okay, so you might want to download this app, which I'm going to send to you guys later on. Okay, and you can start using like this. Okay, on location, on the app. So once you finish your destination, you just need to end drive, and then they credit you the rewards. Okay, credit you the rewards. So yeah, let me send you the link here. Okay, this is the link here. Okay, so once you enter the link, they will ask you to download the app. Okay, whether it's on the Play Store or the App Store. Okay, and then the best thing is this token have already launched in BingX and Bybit and Radium. Okay, 2 centralized exchange and 1 DEX, which is Radium. Okay, so which is very good. Okay, so you can start doing. If you want, you can start downloading. Okay, like Jim, Xiong already using, so I've been actively traveling for now. So maybe Scott, right? Sending your kids back and forth from school. You might want to use then traveling back and forth to work. Probably you can use it. So this is the best time to take advantage of this app, LETSTOP, for you to earn this extra passive income. Okay, so minimum of 100 tokens you need to accumulate, and then you can able to convert into stock token, which is a 1-to-1 ratio, 1-to-1 conversion. And then you can able to convert it into USDT if you want, and then you can cash out. So that's the beauty of this crypto. Okay, DePIN narrative. Okay, decentralized physical infrastructure network. Very, very good. Okay, a very good project. Okay, so the whole idea of LETSTOP is for you to drive safely. Okay, you want to earn higher score, you might want to follow the speed limit, and then try not to interact with other apps while you're using the LETSTOP app. Okay, because if you try to interact, your score will reduce. Okay, so when the score reduces, you get lesser points or lesser tokens from that. Okay, so that's the whole idea of LETSTOP. They're promoting safe driving. Okay, so best time to drive, probably when there's less traffic. Okay, when there's smooth traffic without any traffic jam, I think you can score higher tokens. Okay, so that's the whole thing. And then if you are traveling long distance, it will be even better. All right, so yeah, I think this is a very good platform that you can start off. So you got nothing to lose here. Okay, you're not coming out with any money here. You just download the app and then you can start using and start driving. Okay, so yeah, so I think this is quite useful. And SPL you can start doing. I think you just join, right? Yeah, Modelas can do. Yeah, SPL. So since you just came in, so you can just download this app. And yeah, I know you guys are working, right? So you are traveling back and forth. So yeah, make sure to maximize this app, okay, from home to office and then from office to home. So once you reach your destination, make sure to click End Drive. Okay, click End Drive, and then they will credit the tokens or the coins into your wallet inside the LETSTOP app. Yeah, just replace Waze. Now the difference between Waze is that LETSTOP do not have a navigation. You cannot able to key in where you want to go. It only shows you how far you have gone. So you have to on your location. So you can still on Waze and LETSTOP at the same time if you're using Waze. So LETSTOP can be in the background. Yes, you can. Yeah, cannot touch the phone if you're running this LETSTOP. Yeah, correct. If you want to score higher points, then try not to touch or to interact with your other apps. If you want to score 100 points, let's say if you touch, then it will deduct. So that's the thing about LETSTOP. So far overall quite good. Okay, quite smooth. I think even Song, I think is quite active now. Been driving back and forth. All right. So longer the distance, the better. Okay, I think they will credit you a lot. All right. So very easy, similar like Waze and Google Maps. Okay. And then next we're gonna look at is the coin market cap here. We have 2.92 trillion. Okay, BTC is already at 93.9. Ethereum now below 1.8K. Okay, you can see Ripple is 2.16. Then look at the last 24 hours here. Floki, 5.24%. Okay, DEX, we have 1.47. So most of the coins now are already down now. But look at Sol Layer, up about 49% in the last 1 week. Okay, FUD coin, you can see here, 1% up. Okay, then any users for today, a lot. Virtual, this is a AI agent, 12.97% down, but already up 61% in 1 week. Pudgy Penguins is also up quite huge, 44%. We have 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀 also is down. Okay, Trump token also is down, but already up 31%. Okay, so yeah, overall this is the market sentiment. Moving on next to the technical side. So technical side, you can see here, okay, coming in from the dominance side. So dominance, you can see, as you know, is still rallying towards the upside. Okay, so the final boss resistance will be 71%. And this dominance will continue to go even higher. So your outs will be bleeding even more if the dominance continue to go up. That's the concern there. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna take note. And then on weekly now, you can see higher highs, higher lows, higher highs again. No stopping this dominance, continue to go up again. This was the last resistance, now turn into support. Look at the daily time frame. Okay, you can see here, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, also break past this resistance zone, turn into support. Okay, so far, very, very bullish for dominance, so you have to be very careful. All eyes on BTC now. If you look at total 3 cap here, okay, total 3 is still maintaining uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. And then this level now it needs to maintain 775.44. Okay, look at the weekly time frame now. You can see descending channel break, still below the middle band. So it's still downtrend now for total 3. Total 3 is still downtrend. Okay, 867 it needs to break. So far now it's retesting on the sell zone here on the weekly time frame. Then daily now you can see higher highs now creating a higher lows. So you might see the middle band to get retested here at 785.47. Then moving on next to BTC. So BTC is still hovering around that range, still uptrend. Okay, BTC is still uptrend, creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So this is the support zone. So this is 82.1. And then next will be here, 96.5. Okay, look at the weekly time frame. Okay, we can see the weekly have already closed above the band. So which is considered change of direction from sell to buy. So most likely, let's see whether this week can maintain above 92K. If not, you might see another pullback here, which will bring back the price around 86K for another support zone here again. Okay, so May probably could be one of the worst performing month again for crypto. So you might see another pullback again. That could be another surprise. So right now we can see momentum, pullback, consolidation. So this thing consolidation could be very good. Or if not, you might see another test on the middle band at 89K, okay, for the daily time frame. All right, so far daily is still consolidating. Let's see whether or not can this consolidation maintain. If not, you might see a major breakdown if we retest this 92.2K here. And then continuation with this level here, 88K. Ethereum alone, we can see 1761, still bearish. I see it's breaking below the lower BB already. Momentum sell of H4. So you can see double top. Then you might want to revisit all these levels here. Okay, 1195. Then this level here is still hovering around this support zone. Okay, so that's Ethereum. So Ethereum is still bearish, momentum sell, pullback for the entry sell. So still having a struggle here to break above the sell zone here on weekly time frame. Daily, we can see what's happening now. Very similar at BTC, momentum, consolidation. Okay, so next level maybe will test around 1684 at the middle band. Okay, if not, we might consolidate and then we might see another breakout again. That could be another scenario. So 1822 will be next to break above the resistance. All right, so let's see some Q&A here. All right, so can check OmCoin and then what Solix link. Here's Solix. Okay, Solix DPIN. Okay, so this is the one. Right, so if you're not sure how to do it, then you can catch up again and we'll fix that extension if you are having an issue. Okay, so Om or mantra. So what's happened to mantra? So like I said, I already told you, right, not to buy, to wait on the sideline first. And you see what happened? It went down again, 48 cents. So it went to a high of 9.11. And Yang told me, should I buy? That's the thing. Should you buy when this thing already down like this, a huge run, I would say? Until now, they haven't come into any solution yet, okay, from the CEO. And of course, the big investor also having a huge nightmare at the moment. How are they going to recover? Okay, 90% drawdown like this, huge rug. Okay, with this kind of movement like this, you know that the confidence is already gone. Okay, and then if you look at this, they said that they have already burned, I think, about 300 million tokens between the team members and the CEO. Okay, they have already burned. But at the moment, this burning result doesn't affect anything at all. It still continues to go down. So this is another continuation. The sentiment is already bearish. Okay, and this is going to be another free fall again, like something like Luna. Okay, so your support is at 51 cents and you've already broken down below the critical support. And I believe it could continue to go down if this matter doesn't resolve, or if they do not provide any liquidity back into the pool. There'll be another concern. Okay, I think investors will continue to dump. Then the team also are not addressing properly yet. Okay, we can see the momentum sell, perhaps the entry sell, and we are going to hit the much lower again for this token. Okay, so you might want to be cautious if you really want to buy Mantra and to really hodl for this, because I do not have any more conviction on this after this movement. Okay, so that's the only thing I have, which is the airdrop, which I successfully converted at 6.15. That alone is only 10% when they release. So got another 90%, which will be released on September. So that's the risk there, right? That you have to take. Okay, that is the risk. So what else? Solana, what happened? 142. Okay, 142 already. Okay, so short-term relief rally. Okay, and then we are here at this 126 is the support zone, and then your resistance will be here, 171. Weekly is still at the sell zone. Momentum sell, pullback for the entry sell is still below the middle band, so it's still bearish for now for Solana. And then BB squeeze on daily, so weekly is a sell to buy solution. And then look at SUI, 3.41. Okay, close above the middle band. Candlestick change direction from sell to buy. So most likely for one of me, maybe it might have a pullback again, which will test at this level here. Okay, 2.99 or $3, and then probably to consolidate also around this range here. Around this range. So this range will be around what? 2.35 to 1.8. So it might revisit all these levels again for SUI. Okay, so it might come back down again. I'll take this pattern here. Okay, the middle band, all this level here, 2.78 for SUI network. So SUI overall is bullish, but again, if you look at it, is having a pullback, probably another round to test.